Welcome to the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. I am your host, Jen Bagayski, where I will take you on a deep dive into your own life so that hidden, hurting parts of your soul can be healed. This is a podcast about love, sex, pleasure, and relationships. You will learn how to feel safe, to truly love and connect with your body. Surrender to the desires and hungers of your soul and step into the beautiful, sensual, feminine, sexy, and powerful woman you were created to be. I believe deeply in my soul that sexuality is the missing key in personal growth and development. It is time to toss away all of the nonsense you have been taught about these taboo topics and heal your relationship to your sexuality. You can eliminate shame and guilt, own your sexy confidence, feel incredible in your skin, embrace the depths of exquisite pleasure, and have the deeply connected relationships you truly desire. Grab your cozy socks, pour yourself a glass of wine, get comfy, and let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. And today I want to talk about the Taylor Swift pictures that have been going around recently from the football game. And it's so interesting that it has captured so much attention. But the reason that I want to talk about it is this. A friend of mine actually sent me a clip of a video of another woman talking about her reaction to seeing Taylor Swift with her man. And what she said was she didn't understand why it triggered her so much. So she needed to spend some time and really feel into what was it about all of the drama and noise and pictures and attention that was really hitting something deep in her soul. And what she said was, as a woman, we have so many roles that we play: wife, mother, child, sibling. We may have our own businesses, colleague, volunteer worker, like you name it. We are busy and we have so many things going on. And we tend to be strong. We are warriors, right? Like you hear all of the women who have had success stories or women who have gone through various storms. And we're all warriors at heart. And at the same time, what she was saying is, yes, I'm a strong woman. And yes, I'm independent and I do all these things on my own. And yet, what I really want more than anything is a soft place to fall. And when I heard her say that, it really lit a spark in me to say, what does that really mean? Like, I almost feel like every woman wants a soft place to fall. Like, who would not want that soft place to land? And if I think even in my world, I was the breadwinner for my entire life. I was the one who provided for the family, brought money in, took care of the kids, etc. And there was a lot of pressure, responsibility put on me. And sometimes it's really nice to not have to be the one in charge, to not have to be the one making the decision, to not have to be the one feeling this burden of responsibility. And when I felt that, I'm like, I really truly believe that any woman can relate to this. We want to be successful, right? We don't want to need a man, but yet at the same time, we want a soft place to fall, a big, strong, masculine man that we can put our head into and just feel held. And I truly believe that this is what a lot of women want. Whether we are single and dating, whether we are married, right? Just because you are married and have an okay relationship doesn't necessarily mean that that partner feels like a soft place to land for you. And it really made me think about my mission and my message and why the work that I do is so important. And I think there's a component of this desire, this wanting this soft place to fall, to be there for us, not every day, right? It's not saying I want you to be there for me every day, but I need something. I need some place to fall when I just can't bear the burden anymore. And it's interesting because I was at the nail salon this morning, and hey, what happens at the nail salon is always amazing. But we were even extending the conversation to talk about, not just that we want this from our partners, but sometimes we need and want this from others. And how often do we put expectations on others that are not theirs to bear? And let me just take that back for a moment. So, we have desires, we have expectations. We can put out there what it is that we truly desire and what we want. But when there are these heavy burdens on the expectation, it creates dissonance. So let's use the example of a partner. If you want a partner, but one of the things that you desire, want, need from them is to be this soft place to fall. It's like we're putting this expectation on a man that is not theirs to carry. Now, let me explain. So it's one thing to be that for someone, or men want to provide, to protect, to care for. But there's a difference when there is a heavy burden and expectation placed on it. And I've experienced this even in my own relationships where I was told that I expected too much, that I wanted more than the man was able to give. And as women, it's very easy for us to say, well, I deserve more. I want more, I deserve more. And we absolutely do. However, it's not about the desire. It's about the expectation underneath the desire. You see, if we put out that expectation that I need you to provide, I need you to protect, I need you to be that soft place to fall for me, like all the time, that is an unrealistic expectation that we are placing on a human being. And honestly, I think this is one of the struggles and challenges that many of us face in relationship. I have talked with many women in regards to how unhappy their relationships are. They might be okay, they might be good, right? But not great. That there's frustration, there's more of something that we want. But it's where we place our expectations. expectation and the energy around it. Because the truth of the matter is, there is no one who can save us and rescue us, like in the fairy tales, right? It's so beautiful to think a man is going to come in and, sweep us off of our feet. And that's not how it works. It's just not. Whether we want to have it happen that way or not, it's not how it works in life. But when I think about the expectation around it, when you have this heavy expectation that you put on someone, they can feel it. And I've actually had that happen in life where I have been told, like, you have really high expectations. Like, I can't meet all of your expectations. And nobody wants to be a failure. Nobody wants to sign up for something and say, I can never make you happy. And as women, I think we don't think that that's the energy we're putting out. But when we don't heal our masculine wounds that we have, and we all have them, we put this unexpectable burden on others. And here's the sad truth. So there's a lot of women out there, if you're out in the dating field, we do this over and over again. You meet a man, he doesn't meet your expectations, you move on to the next one. You meet a man, doesn't meet your expectations, you move on to the next one. And wonder, where are all the good men? Like, why am I not able to find what I'm looking for? Well, because our expectations are in the wrong place. Yes, we want a soft place to fall. However, that soft place to fall cannot be done by any human from an expectation perspective. Yes, there are people that come in and I'll call save the day, right? You've got people that come in there and support you. Your partner can support you. A parent can support you. A friend can support you. I am not saying we don't need people. We do need other people. But it's the expectation that we place on it. Like, I expect you to do this. I expect this outcome from this. And when that doesn't happen, that's when there's dissonance and misalignment. Whereas many times when we have people that are stepping in to help us, right? They're doing it out of love and support. They're not doing it from expectation. And I think that that's a huge thing that so many of us need to really learn. And where are you in your life putting expectation on someone else? It could be a partner. It could be a parent. It could be a child. It could be a friend. It could be a coach. It doesn't matter who the person is. But when you put unrealistic expectations out into the universe to a person, it's not in alignment with them, and it's not in alignment with you. It's actually not fair to them. This is where I think a lot of relationships falter, because we have these expectations, and no one can do that for us but ourselves. And it's really disheartening and heartbreaking when I think about my own life, other people that I've seen, where we either try to take the burden on ourselves and burn ourselves into the ground, or we try to place that burden on someone else. And when they can't meet those expectations, right, it doesn't feel good. And it really all comes back down to, where do we go for support in our lives? We don't need to be the ones to take on that burden, but it is also not for others to take that burden on. And I laugh because going back to the Taylor Swift thing, I actually took some comments, took some notes from the video and kind of just threw them into ChatGPT to see what they would come back to me. Because I thought, oh, this would be a really great post or article or something. And I was shocked when the word that came back to me was surrender. And how often do we allow ourselves to truly surrender? We know we need to let go, but why is it so difficult for us to do that? We hold on. We hold on for dear life. We're afraid. We don't trust. And part of that is not trusting ourselves or not trusting our connection with spirit and with the divine, that there is an abundance of everything in this world. But we have these core wounds, challenges in our life that stop us from really feeling whole and complete within ourselves. And it's like we're looking for those things outside of us, even though we don't think we are. We can bury ourselves in work. We can bury ourselves in serving others to keep busy and to stop us from dealing with our own stuff underneath. That my question and reflection to you is, where do you need to surrender? Where do you have an expectation in your life that you may be placing on someone else? And I want you to really reflect on this, because I am certain every single one of us can have at least one example, if not more. But just pick one. Maybe the area that is the most frustrating to you at the moment. Whether it's a love relationship, if it's something with a child, if it is money, something to do with your business, your health. There's so many different areas. Where do you have unrealistic expectations? And where can you surrender? And here's the interesting thing is it's actually simple and easy. This is something that I've been learning even just this past month, how complicated we make life out to be. We make it more complicated than it needs to be. It can be simple and it can be easy. But it's the fear in those core wounds inside of us that stop us forward, moving through something and actually experiencing that surrender. And I actually think I'm going to have a whole series of different examples around this topic, because I think it's so important, and how one word can actually be that powerful. Surrender. I know you have heard there's a poem, I think it's called Let It Go, or Letting Go. And it's one of those poems that says, she let go. She didn't tell her friends. She didn't have a ceremony. She didn't light a candle and do all of these fancy schmancy things to let go. She just chose to let go. And it can be as simple and easy as that. However, we make it more complicated on ourselves. I want to help you learn where you are getting in your own way, where you have expectations that are not being met, and then feeling frustrated, upset, angry, disconnected, you name it, because things aren't happening as you were expecting them to. Teach you some tools on how you can identify that area and what you can do to release and surrender. And if you like what you heard today, I invite you to reach out, have a conversation with me. I'm going to be hosting a masterclass early in March. And you're going to be hearing some more coming out in regards to that, where we'll dive a little bit deeper into this topic, because so many women are frustrated, overwhelmed, burnt out, and expectation is really behind a lot of this. And how do we move through that? How do we make things different in how we're showing up? And I don't mean that we want to give up on what we want. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's a different energetic and a different way of showing up. And the energy around the desire, the energy around how it shows up. Because at the end of the day, it's our job to ask for what we want. And it's God's job, universe, spirit, to show us the how. When we step in and we try to decide the how, that's when we screw up the manifestation process. And we all do it. Even those that are making millions of dollars, they still catch themselves doing this, just not as often. It's a conscious choice to surrender, to let go of control, and to trust in the process.
Thank you so much for listening to the Sensual Feminine Life podcast. I'm your host, Jen Bagaisky. If you have enjoyed what you heard today, be sure to hit the follow button so you don't miss future episodes. And leave a review to help reach other passionate women like you. Know they are not alone in this journey to experiencing thriving relationships, exquisite pleasure, and sexy confidence. If you have felt a calling to take this work to a deeper level, this is your sacred invitation to join my free Facebook group, The Sensual Feminine Life, or schedule a heart-to-heart with me to learn more about how you can take this work to the next level and say yes to your pleasure and your desire.